Hello, this is the False God. Welcome to another Dominions 5 Warriors of the Faith game. We are playing EA Hinnom, and I believe we are coming in on turn 18. I have saved 2 copies. Oh no, this is the real one. Turn 18 here. I am a few turns ahead, so this is me going back. We found a bunch of magic sites. Enchanted Field and Enchanted Tower. I think this is one each pearl and nature. I'm sorry, not pearl. Earth and nature. So that's nice. Painted Cave. This is a pearl. And then Meteorite Cliffs, I believe, are pearl earth. Yeah, pearl earth. So you can see this site is turning out to be absolutely incredible. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, this is a capital. It is a capital, and it produces what for us could easily be a cap-only mage. This is going to some great cross paths that we don't otherwise have access to, and it does mean we don't have to make them out of here. Miss on this one. No conflict. And we have an unexpected event in Kailasa. We get attacked by these vine ogres and vine men. Now, and you can see we have our forces looking rather impressive here. I'm not aware that this is like a ranged attack or anything. I think this is just a true neutral event, and we're just kind of unlucky. Because this should show Kailasa exactly what they're up against, which is just unfortunate. But nothing to be done about it. Can't rely on not getting hit. You can see we do end up we have one squad of the chariots on attack closest and one on attack rear. What I'm hoping to do is when we eventually fight Kailasa is to have this group swing around and hit their mages in the back. But that was our only fight this turn. We also have a negative event in Spire Woods. We get Boots of Water Walking. We get some unrest and some gold at the Mountains of Madness. And we found a dying forest, which is fine because we're not using this land too much. I mean, the death is unfortunate. But what are you going to do? It does mean that this is a 5-gem province. I don't know. This is the early age, so I know it has the most gems. I don't know what the expected gems per province is. Even I don't know without forests, etc. Because so far, I have felt like our gem finding has been quite good, but. Yeah, I mean, this brings our overall gem income. Fire and air are still, we definitely need a little bit more help. Earth is going insane. Astral's doing quite well. Nature and death, given that we don't have any any national way to get into this, and we were only looking, I think, with death 1 and mostly nature 1, maybe 1 nature 2. I think that this is overall an excellent gem income. We are working down Kailasa, severely damaged, but we haven't gotten there yet. And we're patrolling Hinnom to try and keep the unrest down, as we do have these guys who create problems. You can see here we have moved on to. We're on Kailasa. I think we were on there before. We're sending in some more troops. We're gonna keep. This is turn 19, not turn. This is not turn 18. All right, well, turn 18 may. We'll go and look and see if we can find another turn 18. But this is turn 19. I think that I ended up not moving these guys. But we'll see. So besides that, we're working down the fortress. What we've got here hasn't really changed. Amusingly enough, even if they pushed us off They still couldn't recruit anything, I think, because we create so much unrest. And their god is here. So we're expecting next turn, turn 20, to get attacked by the god. I expect they'll ride out with whatever they've got. I am not sure. I wish that Femoria had done more. So I don't have any scouts over here, so I don't know exactly what they've been up against. I know there was some kind of a force that they did beat. The god was somewhere over here and has been sort of wandering around, and it would have been nice if they could have fought him at some point, so that he didn't make it all the way back here to fight us. But we signed up to take the capital, so it's also fitting, and this whole 3v1 was somewhat our doing, so it is fitting that we have to fight their god and their mage core. What are you gonna do? Besides that, Helheim is elfing, or I guess has elfed. Alanka's dying, and there's not gonna be. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of Lanka left pretty soon. This is unfortunate for us, because we were looking to kill Lanka next, but it's somewhat difficult. If you've got a weak neighbor, it's unlikely that somebody else won't get to them. I don't know if it would have been better to kill Lanka and then go for Kailasa. Kailasa was in a much better position, so my sort of thing was I wanted to, and they owned a lot of our territory, which I didn't like. So my thought was sort of take them out and then move up here. I also didn't know. I think I wanted to fight Kailasa earlier than I wanted to fight Lanka, and I'd sort of already put some of the wheels in motion. So this might be a strategical blunder, and we may end up regretting it. Femoria has some thoughts of fighting Helheim and having me fight Helheim with him. My concern here with doing that is that this border looks atrocious. So obviously we'd have to finish our war, etc., etc. But us both, this border looks atrocious for me, and both of us fighting him is gonna be really difficult. Just from a geography standpoint, maybe we could force him off and grab a couple, and Femoria grabs some or something. I don't know, but outright killing Helheim seems kind of hard. I'm not sure. I told Femoria I'm still thinking about it, and I guess I am, but I have some misgivings. I think besides that, we're recruiting Melkart. I think it's actually Melkart. I googled it. I realized we're a bunch of videos in, and I probably should have googled it before, but what are you gonna do? We're making a Melkart and some Rephites. We still have, huge gold problems. I think we're gonna finish this giant fortress. We're recruiting some more researchers. We have our research is starting to get respectable. That's nice. But besides that, we're mostly just in a holding pattern here. So we'll go ahead and look at another turn. The great question is, so that was what I said was turn 18, but it wasn't. If I look at what said it was 17, is this going to be turn 18? It is. All right. Well, we'll obviously go through 18 just real fast. Probably just the messages, so we don't lose out on anything. I don't think we found any sites. They didn't even put any PD in Kailasa. Some fire gems, some Dominion. Oh, this was funny. This is on our capital. Kailasa sent this horde of Atavi onto Hinnom, and then the commander gets immediately sniped by the 3 archers that I have, and they rout. Absolutely hilarious. They lost 24 guys. Or no, sorry, I'm 24 guys. They lost 39 guys because obviously they know where to retreat to. But the Atavi chieftain being the only one to die. I'm not sure exactly what they expected to happen. I applaud their desire to stick it to us. But it did not. It didn't really work. Okay. With that said, though, let's go ahead and we'll jump into the next turn, which is now turn 20. And I did fix the naming convention. And here we can go ahead and everyone can get out their popcorn. or anything else you might enjoy, we have a battle in Kailasa. Kailasa rides out. So let's go ahead and pause before we start. You can see they immediately started moving, not on hold or anything. They have their Great White Bull with a never healing wound and weakened, but even with that, because of their dominion, colossal amount of hit points, right? 234 hit points. Size 6, Trampler. He is cursed, so hopefully we can whack him a lot. 18 protection. Big hoof, big gore. I don't know if anything else here. He's a Berserker +5. Resistant to lots of stuff. And he's blessed with shock resistance, fire resistance, and bark skin. Lots of experience stars, too. So that's dangerous. 5 of these Dark Vines, they're going to be resistant to some stuff. They're mindless, unsurroundable. They've got a bunch of the the Gurus. I think I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe there are 6 of them. And there are 6 Yogis as well. And we'll see what they go ahead and cast. And then there are also a bunch of these Apsaras. Each one of these costs half of a pearl, something like that. A couple of other sacreds. So all their sacreds have awe. So that's interesting. And then because of the, when they get blessed, they'll get the bark skin. Awe again. And then just a bunch of monkeys. There's a Bloodhenge Druid in here too, who's has lost an eye, never healing wound, weakened, and is deceased. So he's in trouble. And then there's 5 Atavi in the back. On the team of the good guys, or at least the giants, we have a bunch of Rephite warriors. We have a bunch of blood slaves who apparently I didn't really put together my script very well. They're probably not really supposed to be in the front line. A bunch of light infantry who are going to chuck javelins. This back rank of Rephites is what joined from the other party, and I didn't do a good enough job of scripting them all together so that they're with this group. But they may have some uses back here. Actually, if the godlike tries to trample through, they can catch him and have enough sort of density to crush him. Our Melkarts are going to do imps, reinvigoration, imps. I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing to do, but I thought that maybe their mages would be sort of out and about. I don't know if this big ball is the effective strategy. If I've been next leveled and this is what it should look like, or if maybe there's room for improvement. And then we've got chariots on both wings, one of which is going to head for the back to try and kill any mages that get left behind. So we already know what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and watch these mages over here and see what they're doing. Nice. Healing touch. Okay. Communions. Bunch of communions. Now let's see. We can do communion master. 6 slaves. Okay, so I guess all the yogis are slaves and all the gurus are masters, so there are 6 casters there. That makes sense. Healing touch, fanaticism, mind burn, personal regeneration, gift. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be doing that. Mind burn, healing air. Okay, some weird choices it looks like to me in the mages, but I do see mind burns coming out now, and that's what it really should be. On this side, we've sort of crashed into them. Trample does get affected by awe, so it's a little bit hard to just trample over everything, although this dude has been fairly successful. We can see this guy, he's headed for the mages. He takes out 1 or 2 there, and then he gets smote, which is a shame. He was really making it happen. But over here, we do still have our Rephite warriors. Like you can see, here comes the god. It's crashing through the line. And now it's in this pack of Rephites. A lot of these guys look like they're asleep, which is why they're not swinging, which is unfortunate. And they do definitely... The god can definitely hurt my Rephites. He does trample them. Now he's next to my Melkarts, which is also extremely dangerous. So he's still trampling around. Up here, we've caused some of the units to rout. I think that these monkeys are going to rout any moment. Yeah, should rout any moment. God's still fighting. We're approaching the Mage Core. I think I probably have misscripted somewhere in here in that... No, the Kailasa is routed. My whole army is standing here trying to deal with the god. I think the god is fatigued out. No, he's not. I take it back. He is routed though. Oh, he's stunned. Yes, he's being smote. We do finally get to the rest of these mages. And you can see back here the god is still stunned, but he's got 107 hit points and he's regenerating. You can zoom in on him a little bit. Our prophet's doing good work. This guy's asleep. This guy's asleep. We've got good magic resistance, so that's just, the cost of doing business. This is an imp here. We can go ahead and speed this up. I think we give a good idea. We're going to keep chopping, and the god ultimately can't stand up. I think there's a way to see only casters, right? Commander only, yeah. We ultimately, we killed the weird-looking monkey. He just gets hit. Refite Warrior for 20. Melkart. Here's the Word of Stone, which is sort of messing him up. But ultimately, he dies. All their generals made it away, which I thought was interesting. I'm not really sure how that happens. I guess we can't see at this point. Did I do the wrong thing? Show commander only. I don't. I guess the other units have... No, these units routed. Where are all the monkey casters? I don't... I guess maybe they go away when they route? But I would have thought it said... Would have thought it would have said route. Okay, well, I guess I don't know how this works. But anyway, that is that. And we can go ahead and look at the results. The losses obviously are total for Kailasa. Can't really be counted in gold. I mean, they're down to pretty much their capital's all that's left, and it's gonna get crushed. They lost everything here. They had some Markata get away, some Bandar get away, some Atavi. It looks like the only thing that really got away are the archers. Almost all the Upsars died. All the mages died. The god died. So these are total losses. Clearly from Kailasa. On our side, we did lose some stuff. We lost an Avite commander. That's 100 gold. A mounted commander's 50. The chariots, all told, are I'm sorry. Yeah, we lost 6 of them. So that is 220. No, 450. That's 450, and then another 150. That's like 600. This is another 100. That's 700, and a rep fight's about 800. So we lost 800 gold. That's like a turn's worth of gold, but and we lost one cap only recruit, or one cap recruitment soldier. So our losses realistically are trivial in sort of the context of what we're up against. We then had 2 negative events. Thank you, Luck. This one is not Luck's fault, as our Dominion hasn't spread here yet, but we get attacked by villains. And you might be thinking, how did we lose to villains? We had our Bale searching here, and I had him on retreat. And he retreats, and then he HP routes the 1 PD I had, and the villains take our province. However, even worse is we have an event in the Dawnland where we are attacked by Bogus and his band of unhelpful people. So they're going to go ahead and kill this province defense, which sucks. And this is on our fort. Let's go ahead and check what their stats and stuff are. They've got this troll mage who is Ghost Wolves, Mind Burn. That's more Ghost Wolves. This guy's an archer with a long bow. I'm a little worried. Bogus here, right, has a Wraith Sword. So that's going to give him life drain. I think ultimately he's got the Precious. It's funny. and a greenstone armor. I think ultimately our problem isn't going to be killing him. Certainly if we send in some milk carts. I mean, he's got a lot of protection, but they should eventually chop through him. The question is really just going to be what kind of casualties do we take? And then there's a Dark Knight here as well who's fully kitted out. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. I'll have to figure out. I'm going to try and figure out if I can test against Bogus. I'm not sure how to make sure to trigger the event. But this is going to be... This is right on our province. So this is extremely unfortunate. It might be that the easiest thing to do is send out some troops, some Rephites that we get from, like here we have these 5 Rephites. It might be that we can take, once this, we're going to recruit some more too. So we might be able to take this Melkart, his Rephites, these Rephites, attack, break out with what army troops we do have, and then also send out this guy to make a fire elemental. That way we can't. So the knight will jump into the back. He'll get immediately killed by the Rephite warriors, I think. Then Bogus will be running forwards. We'll try and catch him on our regular troops. And then the fire elemental and the Rephites should be able to chop him up. I think, relatively short order. We can go ahead. We can look at their stats. Bogus had 24 protection. But, we hit for 31 by itself, plus another one for 22. So, and then it's slashing. So I think we can chop him up. And then the mages I'm not worried about. So we're not going to be attacking it this turn, but hopefully next turn we can reclaim our territory from Bogus. So and this one we have 3 luck. I don't know what the odds of the event are, but that feels, it hurts. It hurts. Besides that, though, Kailasa's walls are critically damaged, so one more turn, we'll go ahead and take out Kailasa. Like I said, we're recruiting our Melkart, we're recruiting some Rephites, recruiting an Ami, and we're not recruiting anything because Bogus. We're gonna go send this guy to make our. So the question is, I really want to make one more fortress on here to start getting my enchantresses. I also need to make a temple on Kailasa once we finish killing it, and then it's going to be a ton of work to patrol it down. And I should really probably go back into, let's get out of this and go into the live copy and make sure, I think, just consider if we need to do this. Start moving this group of patrollers over here, because this army, I guess these guys will be okay. Like, these guys are gonna have to move out because each one of them creates 2 unrests by themselves, and there's currently a huge number of them. We'll have to find another. This is definitely a weakness, or it can be a weakness at least, of Hinnom's, is that there's going to be a question of where do I put my Rephite warriors in positions that they can defend my stuff. So, like, I have my Rephite parking lot. Oh, and we're building a lab here so that I can actually start sending in my bales and my Melkarts. And they can do research. They can do something useful here. Maybe this lab is too soon, but I want it. But so putting all our Rephite warriors somewhere where they can defend our territories but not kill our province, I think that this forest might end up being the sacrificial forest or province. Could also be the Spires of Ascension, maybe. These are very comparable. Because if all my guys are here, and maybe that's the reason it doesn't make sense. But if all my guys are here, it potentially takes time to get here, and so you can run into an issue where it's hard to use your giants to defend forts. They're great at attacking. kind of they've got some weaknesses on defense. We're gonna ping this throne. I don't necessarily know what the right way to think about each of these thrones are. He's close enough to ping this one. I suspect that our army could take any of them based on, depending on what we see. Certainly from a troop perspective, they can. We'll have to see what the mages look like. Given that I can no longer attack north into Lanka, I'm debating what our next play is. And so first it's capture, recapture all my crap from the independents. But besides that, I'm thinking that it might be a good time to try and lock down some thrones before everybody starts gobbling them up. I know we've seen, I don't know, I think I called it out in the message, but we've seen some of them go. None of the ones near us though. And I think we discussed before that you need 7 thrones to win. So we wouldn't be getting anywhere near winning. But just starting to get some nice bonuses, hopefully. And all of these should have tons of magic sites, given that they're thrones and they're more magic site options. So, and we'd have to go ahead and forward them. So that's more money we don't have. I do think that there's definitely a chance that, given how this war was going, this fortress shouldn't have been built. But I don't know. It's hard to totally say no. So anyway, we're gonna ping this one more turn before we can storm. We gave the guys some more blood slaves just in case. Yeah. First, this is my first war with a human player in Dominions 5. Obviously, it was a 3v1 and it wasn't close, but we did have to fight their god and we did have to fight their mage corps. So it does feel like at least a somewhat real win, even if we didn't have to do a lot of the other raiding. I think if we didn't have these allies, right, we'd be in a situation where we could have this force here and they could be kicking their ass. Now, I guess they actually have no other fortresses, so that's they would have no income and they really probably would need to fight, and I think the outcome would have been very similar given how we lost almost nothing. But they could have raided the shit out of me. I don't have all my anti-raiding stuff up yet. We're going to go ahead and try and get Alt 3, Alt 4, and then Construction 3, Construction 4. And once we get 4, we can kit out the melt carts well enough to certainly defeat any raiding party that they might be able to send. We've also started to cast Dark Knowledge. And I think besides that, we're just going to, go into the next turn. We're going to finish these guys off, maybe spend a couple turns consolidating and taking thrones, and then we'll have to go and look for our next war. So that'll be where we're at. All right, thanks everybody, and have a nice day.